Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to Noire. And I think we are on our first Black Dahlia style case. Seems like at this rate that's exactly what's going to happen in Homicide, and then we'll be done. Maybe there will be one DLC level in a Homicide desk that doesn't have something to do with a case that looks like a Black Dahlia case, at least. Let's get in this car and see if it's a car we've already unlocked. I guess it is. So this is an apartment with a playground. Boy, is there no grass. Look at that. The engine just can't really handle it. When it wants grass, it's just a flat thing. You know, arguably, if I had kicked over the sand bucket, if GTA wanted to stay ahead of the curve, they kind of need to move away from their own engine, or whatever engine they're using, and move on to probably something like Unreal. Just for the fact that simplistic things like automatically animating trees that look better, animating grass that looks better, you know, having AI characters and other elements, just being able to buy 3D pre-made. Interesting, the window's been jimmied. Iron pick. See, it kind of does make sense to go around back as a police officer. And as far as I understand the legality of it all, as long as, well, in a public house like this, there's probably even more reason that a police officer would be allowed. But as long as there's not a fence that's locked, it's an open deal.
Didn't you ever hear Jarm?
I don't know why people say that. There's no action I can even think of that our character could take. Interesting. Beds, 15 cents. Rooms, 35 cents. So, is this a whorehouse? I mean, what does that even mean otherwise? Oh, maybe it's a boarding house, so maybe there's multiple beds in the rooms that are 15 cents.
I'm sorry. Can I help you?
LAPD, ma'am. Detective Phelps and Galloway. Does Mrs. Maldonado live here?
Yes, she does. I'm Mrs. Barbara LaPente, the owner of this boarding house. Is there a problem?
I'm afraid so, ma'am. Do you mind if we come in? Is there somewhere we can discuss this?
Of course. Follow me through to the parlor. Wipe your feet as you come in, detectives. It's this way.
Yeah, I don't have a button to wipe my feet. And see, I don't even think there's particularly an investigation button. We're not even really in investigation mode. What's I find is kind of funny is that we didn't take the key with us. So, because of that, I don't know how we open this door. Oh, we don't have to. We don't have to even
Smashed
search.
window explains why the place looks tossed.
I don't know why it locks us into that. Makes us... There is a thought here that maybe one of the people we have arrested as one of the killers could have been the killer of one of the other cases. And we got things backwards. But...
Okay, we have an address.
Let's see. So she's living alone and attempting to divorce the husband, I think. I didn't read the whole thing there. So again, this might be another husband.
Charm bracelet wasn't among the crime scene evidence.
Interesting. But the wedding ring was. And he's over there. And there's the closet door's broken, but there's nothing else to really see. The only other thing would have been on the outside of the house, which there's no easy way to have seen any of that. So now I guess we do just interview her. I assume that you probably have a better chance of succeeding if you have all of the evidence. Interesting. For a second there, I thought the controller was vibrating. And see, taking notice that she has a Virgin Mary picture would be interesting and helpful if we had actual dialogue choices in this game, which, in all honesty, 3 different dialogue choices when you accuse or question things wouldn't be a terrible idea. It would be much more traditional than
Mrs. Maldonado was found dead this morning.
Than what this game
Dead?
is doing.
Oh no! She can't be.
We have some questions, ma'am, if you're up to it.
Yes, detective. I'll do my best.
So, 62 years old. Probably the oldest person we've seen.
Do you have any idea who might have wanted to hurt Mrs. Maldonado?
That rat of her husband, Angel. She was serving him divorce papers.
If I killed every wife that served me papers, I'd be a mass murderer.
Are you being flippant, young man?
No, ma'am.
Why should I doubt that?
What can you tell us about Angel Maldonado?
Just say true, be
She married
nice,
him when
get
she was
more
17.
information.
He was cruel to her. Very cruel. She was a good girl. Little on the religious side, but a good girl.
What does that mean in the 1940s? Nobody in the 1940s would say a little on the religious side. Let's see.
What time did Antonia go out yesterday?
She left around 9.
Do you know where she went?
No, I have no idea. She was a good girl, but she didn't confide in me.
See, and I get the feeling that... Let's see. That she probably... The thing here is if I were to use intuition points, I don't think I can use all 4 of them because I'm not logged into the social club, or the social club doesn't work anymore, one or the other. And so I should have done this before to use all 4 to remove an answer from each. So I'll save this for the next inner thing. I don't see a reason to doubt, so I'm going to say true.
Come on, Mrs. Lepenti, you must have some idea.
That was wrong.
Maybe a movie? Maybe church. She was a very religious girl.
And see, that was wrong. Evidence of a break-in. Should I even have this conversation piece if I hadn't looked in the room first? Is there a line of dialogue after the first 2 questions to say, why don't you go look at her apartment, then come back and question?
You've had a break-in?
No! That can't be true.
Well, we can clearly prove that as a lie.
You're being economical with the truth, Mrs. Lepenti. What do you have to hide?
I have no idea what you are talking about.
Seriously? The broken window?
So Antonia lost her keys and used an iron bar to jimmy the back window?
I heard a noise in the early hours of the morning. I thought it might be a raccoon at the milk bottles. It'd be very bad for business if this news got out. I have a reputation to protect.
So let's ask about the breakdown of the marriage.
Antonia and her husband were estranged?
Yes. She moved here after she separated from her husband 2 months ago.
But Antonia still wore a wedding ring?
She wore the wedding ring and a necklace. She always wore a religious necklace.
We didn't find a
That's
necklace.
about all of her jewelry.
Do we have the information to call her a liar on this charm bracelet in the photograph?
What about her bracelet?
I don't know anything about a bracelet.
Let's come back over here.
In her wedding photo, she's displaying a charm bracelet.
That thing? She never wore it. He gave it to her. She always kept it in that wooden jewelry box.
Thanks, ma'am. You've been very helpful.
Pay a call to that husband of hers. Lock him up and throw away the key.
I've said it right from the start. We should come down hard on the husband. Let's check his place out.
Like, he says that about every case, and frankly, it's not a terrible idea, although the idea of two, like, where's this wooden jewelry box? It's missing, apparently. 2 months seems like a long time to decide to murder somebody, but you could have been holding out to see if she changes her mind or something. 2. I kind of want to take this car. Kind of oddly, I have to take a car. The police car somehow ended up back here. Something's weird about this game and the running mechanic too. The car, I guess they wanted you to pull up on the backside somehow. Yeah, the running mechanic does not trigger half the time, or it's just this short little jog. How can we go on the map? We have another crime, street crime to interact with, so well.
Yeah, as soon as I'm finished.
Where is he? So I'm calling him. And he's not coming.
I'm busy here, Phelps.
He's like way over there, so I'm just gonna leave him again. And any amount of damage you do seems to save immediately, so clearly there's some statistic elements in this game that you can't easily cheat. And so we're just going for a ride.
Just a scratch.
Apparently that wasn't the street I was trying to go down. Honking. A lot of stuff. There's an achievement for getting above 80 for 10 seconds straight, which, you know, even if I knew which of the roads in Hollywood was the best road to try that on, like, that's gonna be a long drive. It's kind of surprising that the cars can even make it up to 80, but most old cars don't have limiters on them, so they could go a lot faster. There we go. Perfect parking job. Let's see.
Why don't you come on out, Jimmy? I won't let them hurt you. Not my honey boy.
I told you not to call me that, woman. Now shut the hell up.
You shut the hell up.
This is why you don't let the women,
Is that the lady of the house?
the wife
It's a
talk.
nice story. Two old lovebirds just moved in together, but they had a falling out, and he chased her across the yard with a 12 gauge. Now it's him or us.
Get the bag.
Officer down!
Well, he shot a cop.
Now.
He shot two cops.
What have they done to you?
And so he's dead. I didn't really hit him in the head, though. So clearly there are some times when you are when it is programmed to kill the guy, and times that it is programmed to only wound the guy, regardless of what your actual actions are. Let's see. It's unlikely there would be two crime scenes together, and I don't see a reason to get all the hidden cars. In all honesty, by the time we get through just all the story, I think none of that's gonna matter at all to me. It's hard to even make it matter now because of the way this game just kind of doesn't entertain me well.
I'm busy here, Phelps.
What are you doing? There you go.
Not again.
So you can run over your partner and kill them, and then they'll just get back up. Interesting.
Yeah, as soon as I'm finished.
And for some reason this game just doesn't want me to drive with him. I don't know if it's glitched or what. It will just drive in this wrong way down the street. And I've given up any idea of following the traffic laws, since the other cars don't really follow the traffic laws that accurately either, and when things like that happen, it seems like there's when I run a red light, or so it doesn't seem like I'm getting ticketed. It just slightly increases the chances of you getting in an accident. Maybe there was something on the Xbox 360 version of this about actually following the traffic laws. But here we've got the music playing. Feels like there should have been conversation going on here. So 2 or 3 times now it feels like we've been gypped out of some conversation. Well, I'm doing this all wrong. Notice the people just appearing, then immediately running out of the way. I suppose this is the way? I'm gonna get run over by a train. Where does this thing exit? Well, that wasn't right either. We're hearing things on the radio, but it's not popping up actual crimes. I feel like the game has just decided it wants me to risk a 5-star rating, as if I've been getting 5-star ratings up to this point. I suppose other players, better players, might have been, but I just kind of feel like I need an easy mode in general. So we gotta figure out who we're looking for. None of those names apparently match, so it must be on one of these.
Maldonado is in apartment 304.
304. And it doesn't really make a lot of sense to run around a building this big. Building supervisor. We have, I suppose, some side areas, but without any knowledge of which room is 304, I don't even know if it's actually on this side of the building. One would assume that the 3 part is the 3rd floor.
God damn it. We need to go around to the front.
Interesting. So they are limiting me. Feels like they're spending a lot of effort here to make this at a real world scale. 204, so 304 should be right above that building, that apartment.
Phelps, this could turn ugly. Forget about knocking. Let's take our boy by surprise.
Hey, what the fuck?
LAPD, motherfucker, you're under arrest. Hey,
So
that's the suit.
we get another fight.
I got you.
Is he dazed? Can I do a grapple? I hit B to finish it.
Damn. They got some decent shots in there. Cuff these sons of bitches, Phelps.
LAPD, you two are under arrest. Call for some backup, Finbar.
Galloway, badge number 564. I need a prowl car at the apartment building 330 North Hill Street. 2 suspects need transporting to Central.
Your wife has been murdered, Angel.
Antonia? Oh, God, no.
Where were you last night, Angel?
I was here with my brother the whole night, goddammit! You think I'd kill my own wife?
Am I not gonna get an interview or an
Get the
investigation?
whole place is going over, and talk to the neighbors.
Wow. It seems strange that
And Phelps, I don't care if you just got smacked in the head. We don't call him Finbar.
he's still not supposed to use his real name. There's a baseball bat, a baseball and boxing gloves. odd reflections that get brighter and darker, even though nothing is changing and as far as the lighting in the room. Nice view. Nothing in the view actually to see though. And there's his hat that got knocked off.
Not everything here is going to be relevant.
See, I've got this pegged as a killing that was done as a spontaneous thing, thus the remorse, thus the laying out of things so that she could be identified.
Just picked fruit market. I wonder if Angel gets all his groceries from this place.
It's a bunch of alcohol. I don't see how that's going to be majorly relevant. Everybody smokes. El Dorado bar.
The El Dorado.
And now we've got a new place to investigate. We've got a bloody shirt.
This will take some explaining.
Again, though.
One of the neighbors took notice of Angel's movements. Got no alibi. He's toast.
Hey, feels like he's probably gonna get less of a fair shake just because he's Hispanic. But there's kind of a problem with kicking in the door unannounced. Like, he really started that fight. Now I guess you shouldn't just immediately attack people.
LAPD. We're making
just because they break in.
Make it quick. I work nights.
So you weren't home last night?
No, I was at work.
You know nothing about Mrs. Maldonado fighting with her husband?
Those two? They're always screaming the place down.
Thanks.
So, we're getting a different type of gameplay now. It's go to the neighbor's door and get a line of dialogue, and that's it.
No good. Nobody here.
Sorry about that. I'm playing with my kid.
LAPD. Were you here last night?
Yeah. My wife and I are separated, and I had the kids last night.
Can you take the mask off?
Thanks.
We didn't get any information from him.
Hello.
LAPD, ma'am. Did you hear a disturbance last night?
Yes. Yes, I did. Mrs. Maldonado lit out of here, and her husband ran out after her.
You saw this, Miss?
Aranda. I had the door open a crack.
Did you see Mr. Maldonado come back inside after he ran out?
No. I didn't.
Thanks. We'll be in touch.
The hired help at the El Dorado might have seen the broad the night she died. Maybe the regulars, too. We should check it out.
So down we go. This case is getting a little bit bigger than any of the previous cases. Wouldn't be surprised if we could have interviewed somebody else on one of these other floors, or maybe talk to the building supervisor even. Again, mostly this feels like the husband did it, but something just doesn't feel right. You don't want her identified and then take all her jewelry off and make a blood trail and then leave the jewelry. It's a lot of work was put into that display. Like the work of somebody who's more than a little bit disturbed, in my guess. Do we have another crime scene to go to? No. I was thinking maybe we would eventually get to that, where we we'll go to the El Dorado.
Can you drive to this one?
Finally. I guess running him over got it reset or something.
KTPL, 11 King, over.
11K, Captain Donnelly and Detective Sergeant Finis Brown urgently request your presence at Central. A new letter has been found.
11K, en route.
So we don't even get a choice. We get taken back to Central Station for a new letter.
The captain is waiting for you downstairs with Pinker.
So we really don't know where we're going, but the good news is our partner with his hat missing knows his door is also open.
I'm trying to imagine you with a personality.
Why do they give these characters these things? The thing about Noire is kind of, it's only works and for things that weren't actually made in the 40s and 50s, and were these detective stories, murder mystery stories and all that.
Don't need this?
So what they just seem to do now is they call things like this isn't actually noir, they call it neo-noir or new noir. And you can certainly feel that there are differences. The moralistic tales that were written in actual noir, the style of writing, the style of shooting things because of the limitations of the technology and the limitations of skill. Arguably, you might be able to say that all noir was made by a very limited list of people, and any people not on that list is doesn't count. But this new game has just got that harsher edge, and it's more like a modern game. Feels like I'm gonna do a puzzle here.
Phelps, have you met Finis Brown?
Pleased to meet you, sir.
I've been here at least 6 months.
And doesn't leave this room.
The new letter was left in the back seat of a cab. The driver thinks it was put through the window and not left by a customer.
We're checking all the fares back 24 hours regardless.
Good.
Like the previous letters, it's been assembled from headlines and typed from the Times and Examiner, then glued to an envelope.
What is the other note?
This one? That's also new. A poem, hand-typed.
Do you mind if I take a look?
So this might actually be the Black Dahlia.
Documents pretty carefully. They've been wiped with gasoline, so there's no chance of prints.
So one of the things I have failed to do so far is actually just look up the Wikipedia.
That's the message from the Celine Henry case.
Let's see. Have changed my mind. You would not give a square deal. FUBD text. And that's a 10-cent stamp. Which is probably right. 10-cent stamps. Worth 10 cents.
Heap upon thy soul by virtue of this curse.
Let's see, he doesn't even read the rest of it. Interesting. Let's see.
That's why we called you in.
You think it's original?
Not unless he's a genius.
You like this nutjob's poem?
No, I like Shelley. It was written at least 100 years ago.
Shelley? Sure, I knew that.
You see, Finnis? I told you this lad was a bright boy.
Sure, but what does it got to do with the case?
Prometheus Unbound. Prometheus was a titan, a superhuman character who defied the gods to bring fire to humanity.
The Dahlia guy believes he's Superman.
Your guess is as good as mine. One thing for sure is that he's educated. What about the link to the Henry case?
He could have got the wording from the papers. As you said, he is fiendishly clever and takes pleasure in taunting us. What's happening with the Maldonado case?
We have the husband in custody. We haven't interviewed him yet.
Well, upstairs then, lads, and see if we can break him.
So our new objective is the Maldonado interview, and it, like, wait a minute, I don't want to go interview him. I haven't even done half of the areas to investigate.
Hey, don't mind me. What are we waiting for?
And I don't get these lines of dialogue at all. Is the game gonna actually force me to interview him, or can I just skip it?
I'm trying to imagine you with a personality.
I gave his wife a tap. I said, all's fair.
Like, you just...
Phelps, you mind coming here and doing your job for a second?
I kinda do, but okay. See how many questions we're gonna have.
Improved your attitude, Angel?
What do you want me to say? I was with Antonia the night she died, but she left the apartment, and that was the last time I saw her.
So I got 4 questions. Let's see if we can use all 4 things and get 4 intuition points. Use them and get 4 right.
So your wife paid you a visit last night. What time was that?
Late, around midnight, maybe? She didn't stay long.
So, intuition, all I can do is remove an answer. So, I can either say she didn't stay long and lie. Interesting, some of these are also crossed out. I guess that's the intuition thing. Let's see. Husband's alibi. Should I call this a lie? I'm gonna go with lie, and I may get this wrong on the first try. If I do, that's good, because that leaves me the remaining intuition points to try this again later.
You're lying, Angel. You went after her. I think you killed her.
You're out of your mind. My brother will tell you I was at home.
So we can prove that wrong right now.
We have a witness who confirms that you were arguing, that your wife ran out, that you followed her and didn't come back.
I know this looks bad, but it's not true. We argued, all right, but she went out and I went out after her, and she jumped in a car on the corner.
There was a car waiting for her? Can you describe the driver?
Not the driver. It was too dark. But the car, it was a brown Ford coupe.
So we've got a new clue. And let's divorce
You
proceedings
and your wife
next.
weren't getting along. She was divorcing you. Is that why you killed her?
We fought, yeah, but we weren't getting a divorce.
We'll use intuition again and remove an answer. And then lie.
I don't believe you, Angel. She'd been granted a decree nisi. She pushed you too far and you lashed out.
I told you. I wouldn't accept a divorce.
Well, I can certainly use the attorney's letter.
The judge had set a date. You were going to be paraded in front of the whole city for your cruelty to her, Angel.
Antonia. Oh, Jesus. She came in drunk, out of her mind. She doesn't normally drink. She was looking around in her bag. Said she wanted to serve me papers. Me, her own husband. So I slapped her down. She ran out. That's the truth.
What size shoe do you wear, Angel?
Size 8. What difference does that make?
Do we even have any shoe prints? Like, at all? Let's go back to the evidence. Did we find any shoe prints? Not on this one. 2 out of 2. We gotta get the next 2 right.
When we found your wife, her jewelry had been removed. Was she wearing her religious medallion last night?
Sure. She always wore that.
Well, I have no reason to doubt that, so I'm gonna say true.
What about the charm bracelet? Was she wearing that?
You know about that? She never wore it. She didn't like the message. She kept it locked up in that box of hers.
We never found that box. Alright, bloodstained shirt. Last chance to screw this up for me.
Your wife has been brutally murdered. So how do you explain your shirt being covered in blood?
You found that? I cut myself shaving.
Seriously? You must have cut yourself shaving really, really bad. Show me that scar. Let's remove an answer. I'm gonna say doubt.
Angel, I'm not going to waste any more time on this. Give me something or I'm going to have you charged.
My brother, Ippolito, he said some bad things about Antonia last night. So I had to sock him one. We got into it.
Keep talking.
She said she came from the El Dorado bar.
And?
It's not one of my places. We used to buy fruit at the market down the street. But the creep there was always running his eyes all over my wife.
What's the name of this fruit market?
Just picked fruit. Ord Street downtown.
One last question, Angel. Do the words kiss the blood mean anything to you?
No. Sounds sick to me.
You're not in the clear by any means.
Only
Angel.
got 4
You're going back
experience
into a
for that.
cell. You should think about whether you have anything else you need to share with us.
Wow, so if you used 4 intuition points and got 4 wrong, you probably wouldn't get any experience at all. Well, that was an achievement down. Probably 2 achievements by getting all the questions right in one interview. There's probably also an achievement for getting all the questions right in an entire case. And the greater level of that is also the achievement to get 5 stars on all of the cases, which would require doing both of those things. So, locations, El Dorado Bar, set as destination, let's go.
You're behind the wheel.
And he's never getting his hat back, apparently. Not until the end of this case.
You don't think it's strange that all these murders are happening to girls who've been out drinking?
No. A broad drinks, she gets a bit tight, she starts mouthing off. This leads to that, and she ends up in an alleyway. Sad story.
Just got an achievement called The Hunch.
1,000 times.
Why don't you want to see a connection here?
Because there are perfectly good real-life suspects for every one of these murders. You don't need to go looking for the monster under the bed.
Oh. Come to think of it, none of the people that we put away have said they did it and confessed.
What can I get you?
LAPD. Detectives Phelps and Galloway.
Diego Aguilar. How can I help?
You
And
worked the bar last night?
Yeah. Me and a temp guy from the agency.
Did you have a woman in here
temp
last night?
guy.
21 years
We've
old,
seen a
Hispanic,
temp
drinking
bartender
heavily?
We
before.
have a lot of ladies like that in here. But yeah, I know who you mean. Antonia Maldonado. So what did she do?
A lot of animation
was
budget
murdered
to show him cleaning glasses.
Oh, shit.
Do you know her well? Was she a regular?
Hell no. She was good and tight last night, complaining about her old man. It's a story you get used to working in the bar. She was so hammered last night, she left a letter on the bar. I'll show you.
Say, honey, what time did you get off waiting table?
So here's the legal papers.
Divorce papers. Did you open them?
No need to. She was shouting about it and waving the letter around. Said she was going to show him.
And I don't know why you would have anybody hand deliver this to the wife, particularly on the grounds of cruelty. Why not just have a regular policeman or send it through the mail? Mail is a thing that exists. Or have a lawyer deliver it. So, we've only got like 2 questions and we can't even walk around the bar, can we? Like,
That all you need from me?
interesting. Like, you can just come out of here. An out of order phone. And see, there was a 2, a 5, and an 8. Wasn't it the combination? So here would be really crazy is if this dot pattern note. 2, 5, and a 3. That makes more sense since it's dice. And
Sir, do you work here?
Sorry, pal, just making deliveries.
From where?
Just Pick Fruit Market across the street.
Fruit market delivers here?
Yeah, sure does. The Mexes love a little slice with their tequila.
We found a crate a lot like the ones you're wheeling there, except it was filled with booze. You know anything about that?
What? No, we deliver all over the place, officer. Don't tell them where the boxes end up. Excuse me, I have to get on with this.
Fine, thanks.
he wasn't actually delivering any boxes, though. So I think I may be actually finding some
Just
clues.
Fruit market. How many slices of lemon does this place go through?
I've run into an interesting query recently, trying to figure out how restaurants in New York City get any of their food supplies, since there seems to be, at least in the major parts of Manhattan, there seems to be no groceries stores, and I've never seen a large 18-wheeler truck drive in Manhattan. Are probably not really allowed, so
A waitress. I have another
best as I can figure without having done any real research, it seems that small trucks hand deliver every single ingredient needed to cook anything at every single restaurant in the entire place, which I guess might work. I guess you might have a butcher and a fish guy and a fruits and vegetables guy. It seems awfully odd compared to what most people in the United States do, where they go to the grocery stores and buy their own food and cook for themselves, at least somewhat. The Silk Stocking murder. There was a TV show that went on for a long time called Silk Stockings. Well, I think I may have stumbled on something here. It may turn out that each of the people I put away in jail for murdering their wives might not have actually murdered their wives. But then the game gets just really ridiculous. It's like, there's so much evidence popping up that it makes a horrible twist that basically says there if your wife gets murdered ever, there's going to be so much evidence that proves that you did it. Even if you didn't do it, you're going to end up in jail. And I surely would hope that's not the truth. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.